should have done is karaoke. Karaoke!
Oh.
I crushed it. I fucking nailed Billy Idol.
Oh my God.
I went there, and
Of
because
course.
took us to this cool little karaoke bar, and then you go into the karaoke bar, and there's like one karaoke room, and then there's like, so you sing there, and then you get to go to the back room, which is like the VIP room, and then they bring all these like props out. So you've got wigs and all kinds of stuff.
The VIP room.
Yeah, the VIP karaoke room. So we had our own room with all these props. Everyone's putting wigs and stuff on, and
Yeah.
I nailed Billy Idol. I don't know if they'd ever even heard of Billy Idol before me.
Okay, so when I went to Thailand once, I was shocked at like how much larger I was than everybody else. Are there big people in Japan? Like, did you feel like
No.
you were towering over people?
I didn't
There-
really like feel
I mean,
that.
who's the basketball player?
Which one?
The famous, you'll know,
Shaq?
George. No, the tall.
Yao Ming?
Yes,
Yao Ming?
there weren't any Yao Mings. If
Well,
that's
he's
what you're
Chinese.
asking. Oh,
Yeah.
So it's-
What are you talking
oh
about?
man! But you know who's a huge Japanese guy?
Who?
The baseball player,
Oh,
Shohei
yes,
Otani,
yeah.
is a huge man.
Ohtani.
He's a big man.
Mhm.
And then there's like the
oh my gosh.
obviously the
Yeah, because his jersey was like super popular.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
Otani was everywhere. You could see
That's
that
right.
everywhere.
They
He's-
were really excited about him.
The one thing I want to do that I didn't get to do is I want to do the sumo. I want to see sumo.
Yes,
Just
that was on our
those are
list.
big men with lots of power. That'd be cool to see.
We watched a whole doc on it,
And-
like how they start feeding these kids at a young age, like similar to maybe the geishas,
Yeah.
but they start feeding them at a really young age to get them big.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then, but I'd like to see that. I think it's just be cool, like that ritual of it. I want to do like a traditional, like tea ceremony. We didn't get a chance to do that. We did have a really amazing Japanese souffle pancake in Kyoto.
Oh, we did.
We
We
stood
waited
in line for like an hour.
You know, when we had done the Paris episode, you guys had souffle pancakes out there, right?
Yep.
And I remember I was like, no, these aren't the ones that I was thinking about. So I'm excited because I know you have the video.
They were so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
They're
So jiggly. You just
Yeah.
kind of want to
Yes.
smack it.
I think it's
Whop,
called
and then it just kind of jiggles.
Panel Cafe, Panle.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
I
the
wrote
name.
it down, and I have, because you know me, I'm not waiting in line for anything.
We did
But we
that
did
day.
we did that day because that's one thing that I wanted to try was those pancakes. But there was another place that we tried in Tokyo for the pancakes that was really good, and I will I have a photo of the place that we went to. It was such a cute little breakfast spot. It's called Belle and Emma. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We actually went back there a second time. It was really good. Cute little cafe. It was downstairs and upstairs.
Was that in Paris?
No, babe, that was in Tokyo.
Oh,
It was like down one of the alleys.
can't remember all these places, George.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, what's
It
next?
was great.
I would do
Um,
Japan again. Would you do Japan again? I'd rather see something else
Yeah.
first before I go baback. But I've done Japan twice, and I have had a good time both times.
Right. When we got in, we collaborated with one of the immersive museums. It was the Creative Lab.
Mhm.
So it was water based. So they have like all these different rooms, and it's like an immersive museum.
Yeah,
Do
it
you
was
remember
pretty
that?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had us in, and the girls ditched us because they were tired from the flight. But I thought it was really cool. So you're actually in water, and they were sold out for
Yeah, it was
like
packed.
yes,
It was cool.
like weeks.
And then
on
the
end.
mirror room was cool. There was a cool like experiential like art. It was cool.
I think they're pretty popular over there.
The other thing we didn't do, but I did the first time I went to Japan that we should have done is karaoke. Karaoke!
Oh.
I crushed it. I fucking nailed Billy Idol.
Oh my god!
I went there and
Of
because
course.
it was cool because when I was working at Nike, I got to go there. So we hung out with the Nike Japan team. So they're all from there, and they took us to this cool little karaoke bar, and then you go into the karaoke bar, and there's like one karaoke room, and then there's like, so you sing there, and then you get to go to the back room, which is like the VIP room, and then they bring all these like props out. So you've got wigs and all kinds of stuff.
The VIP room.
Yeah, the VIP karaoke room. So we had our own room. We had all these props. Everyone's putting wigs and stuff on, and
Yeah.
I nailed Billy Idol. I don't know if they'd ever even heard of Billy Idol before me.
But
know
they
what I mean?
loved it.
By the way, Billy Idol has a new documentary out. Billy Idol Should Be Dead.
Are you going to watch it?
Heck yeah, I want to watch it.
Oh.
I wanted to go to the screening. He did live performances in New York and London. Or in LA, I think, too.
Darn.
When
I
they get to
missed
watch
that.
him live. But
Okay, so likes and dislikes about Japan. What are your... I loved the toilets.
okay.
I love the toilets because every toilet seat is heated, George. I loved it so much that when I got home, I bought my own heated toilet seat.
George, you know why she loved the toilets? Because they got all the bidet and pulsating bidets.
Oh, geez.
No,
So
I don't use
sometimes
that.
I'd be like, babe, are you still in there?
No, that's not
What's
true.
going on in there? Just a minute.
That's not true. I love like the heated toilet seats.
Yeah, she made us
They're
put one in the
incredible.
house, but she also made me increase the water pressure.
No, I
for some
didn't.
reason. I don't know. I'm not sure why.
So I love the toilet seats. I did not love that every hotel charges for the gym. I thought that was a little weird. It was like 15 to 30 yen, which is, I think it's like kind of expensive. Like
Okay.
I want to, stay the night and like hit the gym in the morning, but I don't want to pay extra to hit the gym. So I thought that was a little like outside the norm.
Okay.
I did love that when you check into the hotel room, you're given a set of pajamas. Isn't that weird, George? Like you
Yeah, it
check
is.
in and they're like, oh, here are your jammies for the night.
Here are your PJs.
I know.
McKenna loved them.
Kenny stole them.
Well, she said that you can take them home with you.
Well,
I don't know if you can or not.
but she did.
She took one pair. Yeah. God, I feel bad now. Like I need to email the...
Well, it's not a
Hang
conch.
True.
Gosh, this kid.
Stealing.
Sticky fingers. That's what I'm gonna nickname her. And they did have single ply toilet paper, which I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. But I did note that in my notes from
Oh.
our travels there.
Well, bathroom.
And a plus about Japan is no converter needed. So that was a plus.
So basically, she spent a lot of time in the bathrooms, is what I'm hearing in Japan.
No.
That's basically the feedback from the trip.
The toilets.
It's the toilets and the converter in the bathroom for your blow dryer.
I use heatless these days.
I know, the Queen of Sheba.
Yeah. But you did find me a converter for my Dyson Airwrap.
I know I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Which they typically, like Dyson, you can't convert the power or it kills your entire Airwrap, which is like $600, George. So I told...
I know how much they are.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I told John, I was like, if you don't find me the right converter, you're going to have to end up buying me a new one anyway. But what they do, Dyson's very crafty in this way. You have your USA one, and then you have your European one. And John's like, I'm not buying another Airwrap for $700. I will find the converter. And he did. He found
it,
one.
and it worked.
And it
Send me the
worked.
link.
Yeah, I will.
I will send you the link.
That was a great find.
I
Good
know.
job, babe.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well
So,
traveled.
I know.
I am.
We found the fragrance place. I went there when you left too.
That was
Like
in
you
Kyoto.
can in Kyoto, you can customize your own fragrance.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I made John a cologne.
Gray all day.
Yes, I named it Gray all day.
I like that. I think I would fly home and stop in Hawaii for a couple days on the way back. That's what I would do next time we go.
Yeah.
Fly straight there, and then on the way home, do a little stopover in Hawaii.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the flight's just not so taxing and long.
Yeah, and take a little relaxing, because I think Japan is there's just a lot to go see and do.
Right.
I thought the little shrine place that we went to that had all the faces. Remember that place?
No.
You remember that? All the little
No.
guys?
Oh my gosh, that was yes. When That was my favorite little spot.
It went from you didn't even remember it just now.
Well, they were statues because
Yeah.
I'm like thinking like actual faces.
Oh yeah,
you
the
know?
little
Like
statues.
the
Yes.
masks.
Yeah, they were like little like
So it was a temple.
Buddha. It was a temple. That's right.
Yeah, and I
It
think
was
it's
so
like
beautiful.
the Temple of 1,000 Faces. I think is something like that.
Mhm.
Can't remember what they called it, but we have pictures of that.
And it was very like quaint and quiet and kind of off the beaten path, which I loved, versus like a lot of the other popular temples were very like crowded and they had vendors set up and it felt very like touristy.
Yeah, most of it feels like they're like the center of the city. So and then there's lots of like, it feels like kind of like a street market.
Mm-hmm. You're
Or
like,
in the
whoa, this is
temple.
a temple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I liked that one because it was like up in the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
You found that one.
Yeah.
That was a great find. Good job, babe.
Thanks. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. I think there was the only like the dislikes. It's just it takes a while to get there, but it's fun. Like it's a really cool place to just you're in another world. Tokyo is like another planet because there's not a lot of at least there's been more in the last few years, but before there was like no English anywhere. It's all just symbols. So you're trying to figure out where to go, and it's like you're just immersed in this like. It's almost alien because it's just like symbols that you're looking at. You can't I don't know what to make of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like if you go to Europe and stuff,
Dude,
you can kind of figure it out.
In Thailand, I was shocked at how much English there was.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not struggling at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of even in China, there's more, but Japan feels like there's more than the first time I went.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was very little in Tokyo, and I didn't know how to like. You get from the airport, you're trying to figure out but then it was kind of fun. I remember the one driver that we had that was like ripping heaters while he's driving the van, and he just wanted to talk to us the whole time.
Remember, I wanted to get out.
Yeah, you wanted to leave, and I was like,
Yes.
"This guy's awesome." She's like, "Let's get out of here. It stinks like smoke." And I'm like, "This guy's cool." Like he was trying to talk to us, so we had to Google Translate, and he was like asking what music we like and stuff. He was cool.
That was my question. Was anime as like popular when you were there with Carl?
Yeah, I think so. It's been popular for a long time.
Oh,
out there.
okay. It was like huge, and everyone was reading their like comic books, and the books are like backwards.
Yeah. The other thing that was big was that the Nintendo World at Universal Studios had just opened, so that was like big. Everyone was like, we couldn't even get into it. Remember?
Oh yeah. So that Universal was terrible. The lines were so long. It was overcrowded. Versus Disney, there was like no wait because they limit the capacity. So they sell tickets, and then once they sell out, that's it. So I felt like Disneyland wasn't overly crowded. There weren't like long waits.
Yeah,
and
Universal
I was so
crowded.
excited to try the churros because they had different flavored churros in each of the little lands, but a lot of them had that bean paste in it, which I didn't like.
Yeah. She didn't like the bean paste.
Mm-mm.
There's these little like fish. They're like pastries that they like kind of press in, and there's like this bean paste inside that they were you get them on every street vendor had them. But the best thing was
the 7-Elevens.
The 7-Eleven pancakes. They're like, they gotta be terrible for you. But there's 2 pancakes squished together with like the perfect butter and syrup flavor in every single bite. And it was like, I gotta get these again. Mm-hmm. They're terrible. They gotta be terrible for you.
My kids were obsessed with them.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, and the bao buns.
Yeah, yeah.
They loved those.
Yeah, it's more Chinese, but yeah.
Oh, but they're there.
Yeah.
How do you know?
What do you mean? How do I know?
All right. Well, so would you go? You would go back?
I'd rather go somewhere else first.
Okay.
Before
so when
I
we go
back again.
Mount
but
Fuji?
I liked it. Yeah, we didn't do that.
Sumo. And we want to do a traditional sit-down tea.
Yeah, and I'd like to go see them make a katana sword. I think that's pretty cool. That's like because the thing that I like and appreciate about like Japanese culture is their like precision, and they spend so much time on every little detail of the experience, whether they're making the sword or the tea. That's what I've heard. Like the tea experience, like traditional is like really cool. They like the way they lay it all out for you and stuff is really cool.
I'm reading a book right now, George, that John got me, and it's like about longevity, and they're saying that the the people that live the longest are based in Okinawa, and one thing that they have in common is like gardening, and they don't retire, so they continue to work, socialize, and garden.
The
Check
thing
out.
that, yeah, the whole concept of that book, the Ikigai, right?
Mhm.
Ikigai. So, have you ever heard of Ikigai?
Mhm.
If I'm saying it right, apologize if that's not the correct enunciation. But it's kind of living in the intersection of what you love, what the world needs, and what you can extract value from, like make money. So, like if you can find yourself in that kind of sweet, like that Venn diagram, the intersection of all those things, I get to do what I love that adds value to the world, and I get paid for it, is kind of or get value back from it,
Right.
is kind of this concept of Ikigai.
I like
Yep.
that. That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty
That's-
cool concept. I want to read that book after you're done with
I
it.
left it in Dallas for you.
Oh, thanks.
It's a great read. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right.
You got what you got out of it was gardening in Okinawa.
Well, they're very like social.
Yeah.
So I think and then it was like very interesting that the Americans that lived the longest, they had like a completely different lifestyle where they like smoking and drinking. So the way of life was, I've been drinking since I was 20 and smoking cigarettes. So I equated longevity to like the lifestyle. I'm like, oh, they're gardening, growing their own food, they're socializing, they're doing all these things. Yet there was like a group of Americans that were not taking care of their body and doing other things, but still lived a long, prosperous life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would call that prosperous, but yeah, longevity. Interesting.
Yeah. So Ikigai, and then there's one other Japanese like term that I think is really cool that
A misogi?
Yes. Do you know what a misogi is, George?
No, I don't.
So a misogi is like a very hard challenge, but it basically came from Japanese culture where they would put I think young men, they'd have to go through this really hard challenge that challenge them mentally, physically, before they become kind of men, right, in the tribe.
Well, I like
And
that.
so a misogi is just something that you have a very low chance of succeeding in, that you go do. And so there's people that are doing, like this Jesse Itzler guy does it with like he does like the big ass calendars.
Mm-hmm.
He has that's where I learned about misogi. I actually learned about misogi from Michael Easter, who lives here in Vegas, by the way. I'd love to talk to him.
Ooh,
He
the
has a new
comfort
book
crisis.
out. The Comfort Crisis.
Yes.
That's where I first heard about misogi.
We should talk about that in our next show.
Yeah, being in Vegas.
Yeah. And just like why people travel and why they don't, because they're just so used to being in the comfort and they don't want to push themselves outside of their comfort zone. So
That's
they
right.
typically stay where they are.
Yeah, that book is great. The Comfort Crisis. It's like all about how we've become so comfortable with all of the technology that we have. We don't have to go out and eat, hunt our food every day. So as we get into our daily life, our brain likes to create problems and create stress out of things that are really not that stressful but
And
because
then
we
you
don't
thrive
challenge
in that
ourselves.
space.
Alex Honnold, the climber, who actually also lives in Vegas as well.
I'm going to reach out to both of them.
He just climbed the tower in was that in Singapore? Where he climbed he base climbed that
I
big
watched it.
it was crazy.
Chinese
it was on Netflix.
Taipei.
Chinese Taipei, that's it. He climbed up this tower, no ropes, nothing. And then I saw him do a podcast on the Rich Roll podcast, and he talked about how he does these things to like face death because it helps with perspective on all these other things in life. He's like, if I don't face death frequently, then the rest of my day and world and life can start to feel more stressful. But when you go do that and you face death, and then you have like something that would stress other people out, you're like, that's fine, I can deal with that.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of the concept of the comfort crisis.
I like it.
All right,
you ready to
let's
get
go
out of
figure
here?
out what our misogi is.
Okay. You had a great one last year.
Oh yeah, 4x4 by 48.
Let's talk about that in the next show.
Okay.
All right,
Boom.
we're out of here.